Hello, 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 soul friends, and welcome to this episode of Shine Your Soul Light podcast, where we are sharing the voices of visionaries who are leading in the golden age. My name is Mary Gooden, and I am so grateful to be your host. Truly, my mission is to support others in aligning and defining with their ever-evolving mission. I do so with courage and authenticity as the heart of humanity. I ask that we all just take a moment of stillness and silence to close the eyes and open the heart. May we anchor in love, compassion, and grace. And may we receive wisdom, guidance, and inspiration. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Joining me on this fabulous episode today, we are in the heart of Podapalooza, having a beautiful time, is Donna Fairhurst. She is here to support women with challenges and help them refine and define who they are as well, right? Surviving and thriving on a journey through blindness, polio, divorce, bankruptcy, and multiple yo-yo to God. I love that. Near-death experiences. Donna Fairhurst is an empowered one, right? She is here to live and teach zero to clarity principles, creating pivotal moments and being a catalyst for powerful times of sharing that you are nowhere to now here. Human being versus human doing. I love every minute of this, Donna. It's a choice. You all listening have heard that before. So guess what, Donna, I'm going to let you to say it. Choose to be here now.
I am now here, and I am so pleased to meet you and to be here, Mary, and to share with your listeners. It's a pivotal time for humanity, and we are being tested in multiple ways around the world. And it's time to show up and use your I am, as I am the most positive contributing member that I can be to the field of infinite unity, of which we're all a thread.
This is so true, Donna. Thanks for opening up and reminding of us of that here and now, because it is a choice to be here now, to see, I like to say, outside of the illusion, and to start taking steps to create the life that is desirable in that unified field. Would you share with the listeners, Donna, where you're joining us from, and maybe a little bit of some of the pivotal moments that brought you? What is it, the yo-yo to God? Yo-yo, what's happening?
Yo-Yo to God is the title of the book that I'm writing now. I've written in 5 compilations that are bestsellers, and now I'm working about 2/3 of the way through my own book, and it's Yo-Yo to God because I have gone back and forth from here to there 4 times that I know of, that I can remember. And each time I died, I went to the other side. I was there for a significant period of time, and I came back. The first time, I don't remember much about. I've been told about it because I was a young child. And what I expressed to my parents and family and friends from that experience is what they told me much later. I had another one and another one. They seem to be, about 20 years apart, and they're all very pivotal. And each time I learned more about the field of infinite unity, and that it is a reality that is all around us here now. The past is the past, now is now, and everything that you choose to do in this moment is the only important thing, and your mission in the world to accomplish that you chose at the soul level. Choice is to choose, it's to honor, it's to optimize, it's to set an intention daily, to make a career of choosing wisely in that manner that's in the highest good of all concerned. And with that, you excel at souldom. That's your choice or not. I always say now, here, or nowhere, because if you're living in the past, mired in pain and the game, you're not experiencing what you can be and do now. If you're living in the future and what you might do, you are wasting the golden opportunity that your soul divinely chose for right here and now. You miss the moments that count.
Donna, can I come hang out with you?
Absolutely. Anytime, girlfriend. I'm in Penn Station, British Columbia. Come on up.
Oh, those of you that have been listening to the podcast for a minute will know exactly why we all should go hang out with Donna, because that is exactly so much truth in everything that you said. It is all about being here now. And I love the way that you put it. I love that you're writing a book about your experiences of going back and forth. How interesting it must be in this lifetime for you to receive, I'm going to call them gifts. I imagine that people outside of you would not have thought that during your times of expanding outside of this reality to be in that place. What do they call these experiences? What did you call them?
I called it
Yeah.
yo-yo to God because I feel like God's hand is there and he shoots me down and I hang around for 10, 20 years, and he pulls me back up, gives me another lesson, shoots me back down to teach the lesson, and it's back and forth, hence yo-yo to God.
Could you share a little bit about one of those experiences? I don't know which one ever comes to mind, that what it might have been like for you, and also the response from relationships around you, because I know that that must be an interesting part of your experience.
The first experience taught my parents to shut me down, and I went into a closet because they couldn't understand the gifts and the joyful choices that I was making as a child. And the second experience taught me instantly that all there is love. On the other side, there is nothing but love. There is no judgment. There is no hell. Hell and judgment are human constructions that we carry into the field of infinite unity with us until we recognize that we're in the space of love and no judgment. And believe me, that was a tough one for me. I asked, you mean Hitler's here with me? Yeah. They said, you're judging, back you go.
Mm-hmm.
So the answer is yes. There are negative victim souls, there are positive victim souls, and there are souls that just choose to be in the field and grow. And at any given moment in our human experience, we're allowing us, the you in us that is to grow. So you say yes to yourself, you optimize what you're here to do, and you experience unity through what you do and what you express. The third time I went, I learned, I was there a long time, and I met my father, I met my grandparents who were passed, I met all of the people that I loved that were already on the other side, and I met spirit space that I call the guardians. And they're the guardians of planet Earth, of humanity as we know it. And their job is to keep humanity functioning at the best level, given the good and the bad choices that we all make. And so they explained a lot of principles to me. And I really felt like I went from zero to like infinite possibility. And hence I call my program Zero to Clarity. And the fact that you're never alone. You are never alone. It's the degree to which you choose to acknowledge the guides and guardians and spirits and angels that are here to assist you. And they're all here every moment. And you have access to them every moment. You just have to get out of your monkey brain, I call it, and into your heart and trust the messages that you're getting. And in the fourth experience, I learned that I would be doing this and that when the time was right, it would happen. I also put that one away for a while. I was in the closet a long time and had a lot of wonderful, wonderful life experiences. I've been everything from a teacher overseas, an international swim coach, a banker, a travel agency owner. And then in my 50s, I married my third husband, God bless him. And I got bored. He wanted me to be a housewife and I got bored. So I went into his manufacturing shop and said, I want to do this. And he said, what do you mean this? I said, well, what are you doing? He said, well, I do design and we build parts and widgets and machining and I said, okay, I want to be a machinist. He said, what? I said, yeah, I want to be a machinist in a millwright. And I started my apprenticeship that day. And by the time I was 55, I was ready to challenge level 2 machining and millwrighting exams as a professional with the blues on and the helmet and everything. I was welding, I was cutting steel, I was making widgets, and I loved it. And then we moved and I retired again. And my husband said, "You're bored again." I said, "No." He said, "You got to do something." And I said, "I know, I'm not a housewife." And so he said, "Why don't you do what you were born to do?" I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "You were born to teach, and not just teach, swimming or something like that. You were born to teach people how to reconnect with their soul and their purpose. Purpose is not the job we do. Purpose is not our family. Purpose is to be on purpose, with purpose, wherever we are, whoever we're with, whatever we're doing, whatever is happening around us. That's purpose. So often we, chase after things thinking that when we do this or we have that or we live there, we will know our purpose. Our purpose is to be here now as we're doing that. You're now here or you're nowhere. The past is the past. The future is yet to come. Be present here in your life.
So much goodness here, Donna. Thank you. Thank you for activating us all again and again and reminding us that's the truth. It's people spend so many hours and days, maybe even years with that question, like, what is my purpose? And I'm always like the same. Your purpose is to let it be fun and let it be easy. That's my purpose. Whatever it is, let it be easy and fun. But I do have a short story to reflect to you with that is, when I moved, I made a big move. I resigned from my corporate career. And I don't know that many people on the podcast have heard that, but I moved to New Orleans to start fitness. I bought a fitness club with my sister to just do gym stuff instead of corporate dentistry, right? Being the machinist. When I got into the new location, one of the things I typed into Google search was, what is my purpose? Because there's a longing in each of us, right? And I want you to share a little bit about that, if you would, because I feel like you have something brilliant to say. There is a longing in us that it becomes a question. And what we've been kind of trained to do is take the question and try to define the answer and put it in a box.
Well, my experience, Mary, is that because we're human, and that's a choice as well, we choose as a soul to come in and experience that through humanity and being a thread in the infinite field of unity, which we always are. Our purpose, if we want to define it as that, is to realize and recognize we are that thread, and then do the best that we can do with the tools that we have at hand right here and now to raise our energy and be on purpose with our being. And in accepting that, we really truly become a human being. I always say you're either two things. You're a human being or you're a human doing. Well, we all know what happens when you do and do and do and do and do, like the corporate field. I've been there many times like you and left many times. And that was, again, the yo-yo. I kept going back, I didn't trust in myself. I didn't feel into my field. And that led me to some really bad choices and some good ones that I didn't optimize. And that journey of yo-yoing and yo-yoing back and forth and experiencing the field taught me that you can never choose until you say, I'm enough. This is enough. Whatever experience I'm in this moment was divinely guided by me as a soul in this lifetime to learn and experiencing. So you jump right into being instead of doing. Do and do and do gets you do. Be and be gets you beautiful. So show up and be. And I ask myself that multiple times a day. Something's happening and I get distracted, go, oh, what am I supposed to be in this moment? Not where am I supposed to be or what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to be in this moment? And if I don't feel it, then I ask for guidance. I call in my God squad. And we all have a God squad. We have multiple guides, guardians, and angels that are here to do our bidding and to assist us. We just have to ask. You know, we think that they're just going to pop in and do everything for us, like mom used to do, or whomever in our life. They're the fix-it squad. They can do that. They can only do that if we connect and ask. And it's simple. I'm asking you to help me now with XYZ. Ideally, it would look like this. I'll take whatever shows up.
That's nice. Mine is show me the way today. What is mine to share?
You know, I love that. When I'm in doubt, I think I always sing This Little Light of Mine.
Oh, yeah.
You know, which was the first song I learned as a child. It's one my mother sang to us all the time. And so when I can't, I sing that song when I feel confused or not attached, which is rare. It does happen though.
It does. No, it does. There's still bits and pieces. I agree. I have a 3 non-negotiable system that I mentor and teach and I be in it, and I share it in everything that I do. But for those of you that are still wondering about the lingering question of what came back from Google when I said, what is my purpose? It was the book. It was a book by Rick Warren, which is called The Purpose-Driven Life, I believe. And although there was some lacing of religion in there, and I don't want to talk about that so much here, what it did do, to reflect back to what Donna's saying, is it taught me to make a daily commitment to myself.
Yes.
It was a 42-day book, but more so than what I read, what it did is it created a committed space for me to consciously come into awareness of who I was being. And that's what it did for me, because that was my question. And so it completely circles back to exactly everything that you shared on it. It's about the human being. And the only reason we think it's not easy to get to the human being is only because we're still playing in the program of the human doing. And when we're ready to flip the switch and say, I'm ready to be human being, but yep, you got to look up because there's guides up there ready to roll out the red carpet for you. Right?
Yeah. They're not even up there. They're right here present in front of you. They surround you. They circle you. You know, I call them the God Squad.
I love that, the God Squad. But yeah, they're ready. There is so much more than what we've been introduced to or made available to, or so much that's been hidden from us that's available in this human beingness. So I love that your message is so aligned with everything we're being over here too. I'd love to hear a little bit about any shifting. I know that you said you've been married a few times, but just shifting with relationships or family ships as you kept stepping into your human beingness. I oftentimes find when I'm talking to people, which is why I ask that, you know, they're afraid to let go of things because there's something out there that tells us we can't, or that we should adapt and overcome to situations that don't feel wholeheartedly comfortable. And I always like to give people permission to, obviously we have to choose everything, that it's important to surround ourselves with the type of beings we want to become.
Absolutely. You know, I call my life a journey in failing forward. And I've failed forward in so many ways that I have grown into an infinitely strong soul with all kinds of possibilities before me. And the relationship thing, I call it, was like 4 stepping stones. The relationships each taught me something. My first husband taught me not to take abuse and to know when to stand your ground and know when to run. He taught me when to run. And I was young and I was powerful and I was confident in my own power. My second relationship, I married somebody the exact opposite. I thought, okay, now my life is going to be peaceful and calm and no drama. And it was that. And I was married to that man for 23 years. We have 2 beautiful children together and we're still friends today. However, it also taught me that if you can't show up for me, I can't drain myself showing up for you. And it took me 23 years and then another 4 years after that to really understand who I was. And so I had a couple of, do I really know this? Do I really trust this relationships? And then I met my third husband through the synchronicity. That's a whole book in itself. We had 1,000 synchronicities that we found out that in the 20 years that he'd been in Canada and immigrated, we had been within 15 miles of each other almost all the time throughout the journey and never connected. And I connected to him through his wife, and we were good friends for 15 years. And yet I never connected to him because our partners, he and my partner, couldn't stand each other. So we never socialized. We never did anything together. And then, his wife passed away. My friend passed away. I went to the funeral. 2 years later, we were married.
Wow.
And that's another whole book. That's a love story. He's the one that said to me at 65, "What are you doing? Do what you were born to do. This is it. Yeah, it's great that you did all these things. Now you teach the principles from all those yo-yo experiences. You didn't go back and forth for nothing. You did it for a reason. What's the reason? And when will you step into it?" And then I found my voice and my power. And that was such a beautiful thing. And I realized that if I touch only one person, or only one person touches me and learns this and shares it, then my job is done. And I keep asking if I'm done, and they keep saying, "Nope, I keep going." So ask yourself, what am I doing that brings me love, joy, peace, the feeling of purpose, because purpose is changing all the time, and gratitude. And if you have love, peace, joy, and gratitude, you have it all.
Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing that piece. It's so true. I'm writing a book on it now as well. Just if you just allow yourself to step into freedom and fun and joy and make that choice every single day, that it will then just reflect back through your relationships and your invitations and your experiences easily. So thank you. You are such a gift to us, Donna. To me, to just listen to you today has been so inspiring and so powerful. I have one last question before we wrap up. I think we're headed to lunch in Podapalooza land, but I know, right? Share with us one word of what it feels like for you to lead in this golden age I call of love and truth and transformation.
Purpose.
Sammy, thank you. And it's so true. Purposeful. What a gift. Would you share with the audience? I'd like to share this in the show notes, so I might ask you to type it in for me too, so I can move it over to the show notes. But what is the best way that people can connect with you? Because I can guarantee anybody that flows into Donna's energy, your life is going to transform from a very joyful place. So how can they reach out to you?
The simplest way is my website, and it's very simple: www.donnafairhurst.com. DonnaFairhurst.com. On there is a number of opportunities and ways to connect with me and explore my services and my purpose for being.
And that's Donna. Fairhurst is FAIRHURST.com. Go there now. Donna, it's been
gifts there too.
Yeah, there's free bonus gifts there. Lots of gifts. Donna, it has truly been a delight for me to be in your presence today. And I know that my audience will feel the same. So thank you. Thank you for shining your light. Thank you for heeding number 3 husband. The what do they say? The third time's the charm,
Third
right?
time's the charm.
Following that piece that he came to share with you, because that's what you learned from him, I guess, to go after your dreams, do what you came here to do on purpose, and watch life magnetize in a joyful and fulfilling way.
Absolutely.
all my love to everyone. To the audience, thank you for showing up. Until we get to meet in this beautiful and collective energy once again, I say keep shining your light. And I know Donna says the same. Keep showing up on purpose with passion and fire and love. Bye for now,